When I looked out the window that day, I thought not even wild horses can drag me out there. Even though heavy snowfall can give you a warm feeling, and I love it when the snowflakes are dancing outside. But the emphasis is definitely placed on outside. The conditions the next day were almost perfect, and I was looking forward to go for a run after work. In this context, servus and welcome everyone to the second RICOH Run. In short, a RICOH Run is kind of a running tour with a small camera, or in other words, it's a fast-paced photo walk. For many good reasons I'm using a RICOH. While others were already out there doing sports, it was time to take the first steps. I know the video recordings are a bit shaky from time to time, so close your eyes if you're rather queasy, and if you need to throw up, don't blame it on me, I've told you. This foggy but beautiful scenery is located at the region around the Lake St. Wolfgang. The small stream beneath my feet is the Dittelbach, and it's the border between Upper Austria and Salzburg. Right now, we just headed over to Upper Austria. I hope you have already been to this beautiful countryside. If not, do come by, it's always worth a visit. So, back to the RICOH Run. We are more than 2 minutes into the video and there wasn't one photo made till now, but this is about to change. Don't get me wrong, if you want to try this out for yourself, you shouldn't put yourself under pressure. If there's nothing worth for you to be photographed, just keep the camera in your bag and stay on track. As you might have noticed, I'm not really using a bag. In my case, it's a kind of soft shell case, which I highly recommend if you're running around with a camera in your hand. Although the small camera vanishes in any of the numerous pockets sportswear offers nowadays, it's in regard to evaporation much safer in a soft shell case. By the way, biathlon and a RICOH Run are very much alike. The running part is physically demanding, and when you stop to shoot, you usually want a low heart rate and a breath that you can control, especially when the light isn't that good. From my point of view, I prefer the RICOH Run over the biathlon. You can stop wherever you want to, for as long as you want to. You're shooting memories instead of bullets. You can go at your own speed, and you have already won because you're out there and doing your mind and body something good. By the way, here's a small tip. Use the touch screen to release the shutter. With a little bit of practice, you will be able to reduce the shutter speed, if needed. And there's no fiddling around to set your focus point. While cutting this video, I noticed that I haven't met one single person on that run. How awesome is that? It's somehow a liberating experience. You're outside, you do cover a distance, so you're not hiding, and there is no one. And as I mentioned in my first RICOH Run video, I leave my cell phone at home for sports, usually, so there wasn't any distraction at all. Finally, I caught my breath, and off we go. I can assure you it was a strenuous run. Snow isn't very forgiving, although I didn't run far to get that view. And finally, I was above that sea of fog. I usually see myself more in the versatile genre of street photography, but I don't look so closely. Some aspects of a RICOH Run are compatible with street photography, and others aren't. If you aren't running in an urban environment, it's more likely that you take landscape photos. What a surprise! If you're shooting with a fixed focal length, like many street photographers do, it is pretty easy when you're on the run with your running shoes on to zoom in and out with your feet. If you're a street photographer and you want to go on a RICOH Run, I hope you're a hunter, not a fisherman. Those who don't know what I mean by hunting or fishing, please watch a tutorial about street photography. You won't have a hard time to find them on YouTube. On the negative side, the camera is usually in your bag or in your case, so it takes some time to release the shutter when you see something that interests you. And here is another reason why I like this camera. It's got a macro modus, which means you can reduce the distance to your object that you want to take a picture of to, I don't know, some centimeters. Pretty close by any means. At this time of year, when you take a break during a run to enjoy the view or make a picture, it's getting cold very quickly. As you can see, the fog was approaching, and to warm up again I needed to continue running. Here are some pictures from the spot with clear sky that I made on another run. The ones in black and white were taken in winter, and the other one, the last one, in autumn, as you probably can tell. The mixture of the evening sun and the fog gives the scenery a mystical mood. In front of us is a small church called Kalvarienbergkirche, which usually provides an exceptional view. At this day, the superb view was limited. At this church, you have just one of the numerous viewpoints St. Wolfgang has to offer. By the way, a friend of mine just started to rent apartments up there, which are brand new, exquisitely furnished, and the view is amazing. So, spoiler alert. At the end of this video, I can proudly present the longest time-lapse I've ever done, and which almost a roadrunner would be envious about. So, something more about the running part of such a RICOH run. If you do prepare for a competition or a race, and you're training real hard to achieve a goal, like running a half marathon within 1.5 hours, I would suggest you leave your camera at home and just focus on your training plan or your training program, your fitness tracker, your watch, or whatever or whoever tells you how to get faster in any given time. Running with your camera has nothing to do with competition. It's just about you and yourself, spending some me time, doing something good for yourself. Your body and your soul will probably be thankful. And besides that, if you really put your camera out and decide to make a picture, you have a lasting memory that you can actually put on your wall. I do prefer this to a medal, because these things usually end up in a drawer. The sun has already set and it got colder quickly. And here's my last and final tip for today. Always take a spare battery with you. The camera wouldn't turn on at that moment because of the low battery, but gladly it came back to life for the last shot of the day. Right there the battery died. Thanks for watching. I'll leave you with the promised Roadrunner time-lapse. Till next time, ciao.
First of all, what went through my mind is how stupid am I to actually volunteer for this. It was unbelievably painful.